So, again, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this second meeting of this series of meetings called Ad Unum Experience. And who doesn't know Latin, Ad Unum is the meaning of the experience to returning to the one. This is something that I'm developing in this month. Is something that it will be the future of what I'm doing with all of you. So, because I believe very profoundly in the philosophy of the philosopher Plotinus, that was telling that every one of us, it's a sparkle, it's a part of the holographical universe, and every one of us, it's the universe itself. So, and the idea that we are dividing in the illusion of the duality ourselves to then return one day, bringing our experience, so our consciousness, our awareness, bringing back this experience to the one, it's the philosophy that in this moment of my life, it's really bringing, catching my attention and bringing me more awareness than any other else. The good idea is that all of us, we don't have to, we don't need any dogma, we don't need any, let's say, obligation to think, okay, in the same way, nothing about energy, about healing, about anything else. The idea is really that everyone is bringing his experience, everyone is bringing his consciousness, everyone is bringing himself in this path to return to the one. Um, Again, I'm extremely happy that there are so many members of the Reconnective Academy International team here with me. It's a great support, and I am very, very, very um, proud of all of you, and I'm very, very touched because you are here during all these calls. So, as I repeated also during the first call, of course, tonight I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you always to verify. Okay, the systems to verify are so many. You can use Google, you can use the artificial intelligence, you can do in your library and find books, or just you can ask to yourself. To ask you to yourself deeply if this is resonating to you or not. And if yes, why? If not, why? So, starting an inner dialogue that actually is the first way to understand really at which point we are. The conference, let's call it in this way, today, it's about the field, okay? Consciousness, coherence, the field, okay? Are names, are tags that we are using in some very different ways. I would like to rebring the holistic speech in a more scientific speech, and we sometimes understand that these words are not perfectly used, or at the opposite, they are used badly today. So, field, energy, consciousness. Um, what we will use in every day, it's something that then is determining our perception and our observation of the reality. So for this reason, it's important to avoid confusion and to return, let's say, to order about these topics. I know perfectly that at the day of today they are used with the superstition, no? They are used in a new age way. They are used in so many ways. And how many times we heard in some conferences, in some speech of, also great speakers telling that all its energy, that it's quite true, but they are not explaining you why, and you're not explaining you the basics of this very meaningful phrase. So let's start from the field, because all of us, we are using the field, we are using the field to heal, we are using the field to manifestate, you're using the field for this, for that, etc., etc., etc. Or sometimes people, it's telling you that can read your field, okay, or can see your field. Now, in physics, a field is not a mystical cloud around you, it's not aura, okay? The field is just a way to describe the space, and it is telling us how certain quantities are varying from point to point. That's all. Gravitational fields, electromagnetic fields, no? They are not poetic ideas, they are models. And this model can often also allow us to do predictions, no? So telling that the field it's a kind of aura, the field it's a kind of energy around us, or emanated by us, or is not exactly true. Okay? There is a deeper point about it that is extremely useful also for all of us that we are working in the holistic field. Hmm? It's used. Okay. The uh, the real most important idea from physics is that the field is relationship. So it's not only describing what is there, but also how the things are influencing other feelings. So the field is the result of the interaction, of the relationship of you with the others, of you with your house, of you with the biomagnetical field of the planet. Okay, so the field is a result. It's not something that you are changing, you are emanating, you are owner of. The field is, let's say, out. And all of us, we are living in this field in relationship with the others. Very, very important point to start. Okay. So here it's really coming the uncomfortable part for the gurus. Because if field is a relationship, then you are not an object to be fixed. If you are consciousness in relationship, you are bringing into it your history, your body, your choices of life, your fears, your desires, your courage. Okay. This is why when we are surrounded by, let's say, people, I don't know, brave people. Okay, let's go and let's do a revolution. Ta-da! And this is bringing you more force, no? No revolution is possible without a certain kind of individuals that are sharing the same idea, but they are also giving power each other, okay, going forward from a system, from I don't know, a king, from something that is doing what? It's limiting us. It's always the same point. Limitation versus expansion. When a group of people is increasing the consciousness about a certain topic into a field, the field, yes, is changing. But the field is not something exoteric. Again, the field it's you bringing yourself into a space, into a community, in the life of the others. Why I'm telling it? Because there is another confusion about the field and how the people is feeling this lack of energy. No? I'm feeling very low in energy and I attracted, I don't know, and I lost my wallet because I felt very, very low in energy and I attracted something unfortunate. I felt my energy very low, and today, I don't know, the boss complained to me, etc., etc. Or I feel very, very low in energy, and I attracted illness. The fact that you are feeling you in low energy, it's a result, is not the reason why. Pay attention to it because all of these unfortunate or fortunate, okay, situations, okay, are coming from a incoherent inner context. It's coming from the lack of coherence that you have between you and yourself. A very easy and personal example. It's my personal example when I started my career like lawyer. So I started the university. At the university, I really hated, okay, this subject. I really didn't like nothing, honestly, nothing about it. And including when then I passed to the practice of lawyer, etc., the first 2 years, I was very, very, I was feeling sick. I was feeling sick, but not because I was feeling sick, but because there was a big contrast, a big incoherence between myself and myself. So I was the king of the duality. The king of the duality was exactly it. So continuing to do something that you know that you dislike, that you know that is not bringing you to any good future, that you know that is not something that is coherent with your essence. And I got so stressed, for example, that I lost my hair during these ages. So this was the big win of the inner incoherent context that I had. Mm? Now, it's happening, all of that, every time that you can say a yes, but inside you are screaming one no. And you know that is no. And you don't know why you said yes to this situation, to this person, to this job that you wanted, to this problem. Okay. You are smiling outside because of course no one wants to appear so sad or so frustrated, but inside you are shutting down. This is what is bringing incoherence inside your system. Hmm? If you stop to lie to yourself, this is the first way to restart to bring coherence to your field. Because all of us, consciously or unconsciously, it's really telling lies to himself. He's telling lies that this is just for a short period. Of course, I will pass this moment and everything will be perfect. You accept something that never you had to accept, and then instead of giving a price for it, you will bring more negativity, more pain inside of you. So more you are shutting down, more you want to scream. Field, let's take it and bring here, is just the result of your actions. Energy. Who did some training program with me, he already know that in science, energy is the capacity to do our work. So, in non-scientific terms, the energy is the capacity to change something. The energy, it is a quantity that can be transformed or conserved. Nothing else. So you can transform energy or you conserve energy. Nothing else. This is not light, this is not love, no, it is not. It's energy. Most important thing, and I really need you, I really need to share it with you. Energy is not moral. We think that energy is moral. We think that energy is something connected by being good or bad. It's something that is connected by your way to follow the rules. Okay, if you are following the rule, you good guy. Okay, and you have good energy. Congratulations. At the opposite, if you're not following the rules, you are doing something bad, and your energy will be negative or will produce you problems. Let's take out morality from the discussion of the energy. Morality is an anthropological, sociological construction. Okay. What is very unmoral for me, it's very moral for someone else. Okay. In some tribus, they are having married the cousin. Okay. And here it's absolutely prohibited and it's a taboo. Okay. In the morality, well, it's very dangerous at the age of today speaking about morality because the president Trump said that the international law is not existing anymore. Is the limit is his morality. Okay, so just to make you understand how much is dangerous, okay, exchanging something neutral with something with a polarity. If energy itself has not, in any case, okay, um, a charge, positive or negative, of energy, the moral it has. And when you bring yourself in the egoic position to think that you have a morality higher than the others, here we are starting some problems. Mm? At the opposite, if you are self-judging yourself too much, you are limiting yourself. So it's quite normal in the holistic world that when we hear negative energy, these words, we think about a black substance that is sticking on us, that is sucking our energy or doing something like this. This is not logical, is not rational, This is emotional language with the disguise of the physics. Energy, it's just energy. You can use it as you like, as you want. So there are so many kinds of energy that you really cannot name all of them, but no one is positive or negative in the meaning that we are, let's say, used to think about. Mm? Energy can be ordered or disordered, concentrated or dispersed, but not good or bad. So let's return to speak about order and disorder. Because the only thing that we really have to do is return in resonance with ourselves. Why with ourselves? Because we have a footprint, we have a program, a software inside that is containing all the information of the universe. If we are not resonating with this vibration, with this frequency, call it as you want, if we are not resonating with ourselves, what is happening? We are getting lost. Because in the universal monopoly, like I like to call it, the game is structured in a way in which we are not remembering who we are. We're not remembering the rules of the game. We have just to experiment. And what if we agree to something that is not permitting to you to experiment anything else? Is it limiting you or is it expanding you? Everything at a certain point will expand you. And at a certain point, you will start to feel it really that is limiting you and it's becoming a kind of jail. Energy is a concept that, observed in a neutral way, can make feel you in a deep freedom. Because when you are getting out from the fear of the duality, you don't need anymore to protect yourself from the evil. Hmm? You don't need anymore to follow some rules. You are just experimenting and creating your path because you are the path. You are the universe. You are creating your way to understand who you are. Consciousness. Consciousness is something that we really have to incorporate every day in our daily life and observing it and think about it every day. This is not a spiritual extra. This is what we are. We are consciousness. The consciousness must be digested by the brain. Your consciousness is already completed. Your consciousness is already infinite. You have all the informations of the universe. Here, the game is to bring this consciousness at the level of the awareness, at the level of the brain, to understand the parts of yourself that you came here to understand. This is what we have to do. I'm not the first, I'm not the last to speak about it. Okay. But with a preamble like this, I hope this information is coming to your mind in a little more clear. Mm? Science can study consciousness with tools, with models, hypotheses. Mm? And again, it's not possible to tell everything is consciousness or everything is love. How many times we heard everything is love? No, love, everything is love, is the love from God. Yes, the love, the love. I seen things in my life that are not love. 100%. I seen Gaza. This is not love, trust me. No, in no way this is love. I seen people killed in the street because they want to steal an iPhone. This is not love, trust me. I seen people, let's say, betraying just because of money their friends. This is not love. No. So it's not true that everything is love. This is another of these phrases that we like to tell, but then that actually are not bringing you to the consciousness of what is happening. And why I'm telling you to it? Because as we have to do the experience, if we think that everything is love, or everything is positive, or everything is negative, or you want to do the experience just of the positive things or just of the love, beh, my friend, you are losing at least the 50% of the experience. And I'm not telling that you are increasing your consciousness by suffering or by the sadness or by the illness or by the depression. No, no, no. I'm telling that you are losing the possibility to observe the things with other eyes. Hmm? I remember when I was a kid, 11, 12 years, um, in Italy, that of course is a Catholic place, etc., etc., was starting. It was the first time in which another religion was coming, was becoming famous, and it was the Islam. And between kids, so very unconscious, um, we started. So people started to ask each other, "In which God do you believe?" Well, if you're asking me now, I still don't know. Okay, but at this time I was just telling what everyone was telling, just to don't start a discussion on topics that I really don't know. With the years, I understood that this is not which God you believe. The real question is, what is the quality of presence that you are bringing every day in your life? How much you are present in, in front of yourself like a mirror? How much you are mirroring yourself to understand yourself, to do your evolution? Because it's true that every day we are having so many problems, so many happenings that are distracting us from the reality. No? So when you turn on the TV and all just bad news are coming through, no? And you are lost, and you're starting to think that there is nothing good, there is nothing in order. We have to observe in a different way the concept of the order and the disorder, no? We are using the entropy like model that is explaining us the number of the possible configuration of a system. Okay. How many microstates there are inside, okay, of this configuration of the system. In simple words, let's say it's the tendency of the dispersion. Mm? So I went to study a little bit more about this entropy, and I discovered something, and it's really it blasted my mind and my ideas about it. Because when the concept of entropy was written, okay, in theory by the scientists, uh, it was the end of the 18th century. And of course, the church had still a big power on the scientists. And this scientist told, listen, we discovered that the universe is going to an order. This is what we never said. The universe is going in the direction of the order. How is possible? Entropy is telling the opposite. The entropy is telling the opposite because the church obligated the scientists to change the formula. Okay. The formula, that is the difference of the microstatus, okay, it's telling that the universe it's dispersing energy that is going to be freezed, that is going to be blocked, stopped, okay, without any kind of movement, without any kind of life, nothing. This is the end of the universe. And of course, the church didn't want that you hear it because if the universe is the creation of God, how is possible that the universe is dying? They didn't want this information reaching you. They wanted to maintain, of course, the control and share hope, faith, to the people. This is what they wanted to do. So we always studied the entropy into the opposite really way. So the good news that we are going back to the perfection because it's clear that we are not in the perfection, right? I hope. At least for some egos that they think they're perfect, but is not our case. Okay. So disorder doesn't mean evil. And order doesn't mean perfection or something extremely good. It's the nature way to expand the consciousness. And it's beautiful and it's fantastic because you can experiment the maximum order in the maximum disorder. I don't know if you've seen certain individuals or certain families. Around them, there is the mess. The mess. They're living in a country in war. They don't have money to drink water. They have to go 3 kilometers from away from the house every day. And some days they don't have anything to eat, and soldiers are coming every day in their house to see if they are helping some one of the enemies, and they are calm, happy, in balance. Or you can see, and this is more common, okay, an incredible disorder in you or in your group, in your family or in your community, etc., when outside the things are going, let's say, quite well. So, the new concept is you can experiment order and or disorder according your consciousness, not about your field. You can have also a shitty field. Okay. It's not a problem. But you can experiment order. Or you can meditate every day, eat just nuts, say hello to the sun every morning, live in the countryside without any kind of smog of pollution, drinking just the water just coming out from the mountains, and a mess can be inside you. Even if you're meditating, if you are going to the river every day, even if you're doing all the exercises and all the techniques very well, even if you're having energy healings every day. And I know that it's uncomfortable to hear it because it's different approach. It's an approach very different, but but the good thing that is that you can transfer consciousness to the others. You can transfer the information that is not just energy, it's information. Everything is information, is energy. And you can help the people to find their own order, not the order of God, of the angels, not the order of the political state, not the order of. This is a revolution. You can help the others to find themselves, to be coherent with themselves, that they are the universe. How you can do it? We are just at the second call. Continue to join us and you will discover. Okay. So the life, I mean the natural life, is not fighting the entropy in any way, especially with magic or exoteric things. Life can create local order while overall the entropy is still increasing. Hmm? Imagine the universe like a very big animal. It's an organism and it's extraordinary. It's not breaking laws. The universe is using all the laws. And as we can understand and interpret these laws in a different way, well, in this case, you are starting to bring deeper consciousness inside your system, inside your field, and start to manifestate. Hmm? We need to develop the capacity to recreate coherence and structure and meaning, hmm, in a concrete way. We don't have to react. We have to understand. We have to digest. We have to integrate informations and experience. Ad unum experience. We are fact because it's the only it's the only path that we can do. We can do from the center to out and then from out to the center again. In this movement, we are doing the experience and we're coming back with new experience. Do you remember? Because of course, all of you already read the article of the blog of Reconnective Academy International about the big bounce. Of course, all of you. I can see from the faces that I said yes. I'll be happy that three of you had read it. At least the mentors, at least the mentors. Okay. But if you didn't, please do, because it's a revolution. The astrophysics tell told us always that the Big Bang, no, was the beginning of the universe. The church it told always that the universe was created by God. Maybe the two things can be brought to a level of balance. And the level of balance was found by a team of Italian researchers, a little of Italian proud, no? I had to say that they were Italian, no? Please. Yeah, we had just, no? Few intelligent people, no? Leonardo, Marconi with the radio, Fagin. Do you know that Federico Fagin, that now it's one of the most listened speakers about consciousness? He actually was an engineer of the Olivetti. Olivetti was the first company in the world that created the personal computer. Okay, not IBM. IBM both Olivetti. Okay, IBM came later. And Federico Fagin is the man that invented the microchip. So the microchip that is making working everything now, including your computer, your phone, your television, your lamp, because now the lamp is smart lamp, no? He was Italian. And also he invented the touch screen of your phone. Now he's 82 and he's going around the world speaking about consciousness. Because one night he felt a sensation of love, to being one with everything else. Find him in internet, Federico Fagin. Okay. And he, after this experience, said that understood how the universe was working. Part of what I am sharing with you, it's also coming from his research about consciousness. Not a big part, but I'm extremely interested um, to hear more from him, of course. Thank you very much, Samid, for sending here the Wikipedia page of Mr. Fagin. That it's a very good, very, very good person to be listened. Okay. Again, the duality, it's something that we have to observe with the right eyes. It's not again the fairy tale light versus darkness. When I hear, and I was one of them, I'm a warrior of light. No? Do you know this concept, the warrior of light, also from Castaneda, from. But if you are a warrior, you are in the position of the duality. And if you are fighting something, it means that you didn't integrated it. So being a warrior of light, sorry, it means that your life is 50% less effective in the evolution than any other life. In science, the duality it's everywhere. Particle and wave, stability and change, order and chaos, determinism and probability. But they can coexist because the reality and the laws of the universe are more complex, and these models are partial. We are observing the reality and we are trying to understand with the wrong glasses. Because if you see the things just with one eye, you can see less than with two eyes, where you are losing all this peripheral part. There are symbols of the closed eye that are suggesting you the duality. Think very well about the symbolism because who's creating the symbolism knows what I'm sharing with you. And maybe he's not so happy that I'm sharing it in this way because it's better telling, oh, protect yourself, or pray this angel, or put some salt in the corners of your house, or hmm? Because the division, because the duality, because the divide et impera, it's exactly what is needed from who is controlling the materialistic power to continue to do their things in this way. And then is just slowing down our evolution. Just a gentle reminder, your evolution cannot be blocked. This is the second law of the thermodynamic. Okay, your evolution cannot be blocked. You can accelerate or you can slow down it. But in any case, it's always in your hands. Hmm? So, which is our duality? Our duality actually it's just one sentence. So is who are you in true versus who you learn to be in order to survive with the others, in order to survive in your country, in your laws, in this body. So there is your true and there is something that is not your true. And we are identifying sometimes ourselves with the wrong part. So inside many of you are living two forces. The authentic part that is pushing through to the freedom, vocation, and the adapted part that is seeking approval, control, safety. One is in expansion, and again, one is in contraction. The good news is that you don't have to kill one of these parts. You have just to integrate. This is why in few days, I hope, okay, you will read on the new website of Reconnective Academy that the key is to integrate all the parts with every possible experience. If you are spiritualizing everything, you are dissociating. Everything is spiritual. And if you're materializing everything, you are drying out your spirit. Balance. Again, integration is the bridge. Hmm? I was telling in an example during the training programs that I was teaching that you must have the feet in the ground and the head inside the clouds. Think about this imagine. This is the kind of the axis mundi that we have to create for ourselves. I want to start the last part of this speech with three myths, actually, that are stealing us our ability to evolve by ourselves. First, you need a special master. Now, if you're here, you're out of this problem because I'm not special, you are listening to me. So for all of you, you already step forward, okay? Because you are if you are here, you know that you don't need a special master, okay? But I want you share it with the people that you love because there are so many. I was listening people in the holistic world. I need a new master. So when they were losing one, they were searching another and then another and then another, because they thought that the master was having the true for them to be gifted or to be both. Okay, but it's just you that you can understand how you want to understand the universe. If you feel that you are not existing without your master, this is not guidance, it's dependency. The second myth that I know also we told to someone, the solution is always just raise your vibration. Raise your vibration. Yes, raise your vibration. And the person is starting to do things to rise the vibration. And I don't know, telling in front of the mirror, I'm raising my vibration, I'm raising my vibration. And then just eating just salads and starting again to clean himself from the things, etc. You know that the best way to raise up your vibration are practical, very easy things like sleep better, breath better, stop lying to the others and to yourself especially. Say no when it's no, say yes when it says yes. Build healthy relationships. Reduce the mental noise. This is raising your vibration. Practical, ridiculous, little things. Because again, you can meditate 9 hours per day. You can eat just prana. You can be an illuminati of the consciousness. But if you are not sleeping well, breathing well, having good people around you, the vibration is behavior. And the behavior is coherence with your vibration. So just be coherent with yourself without judgment. Coherence. If I'm telling something, do the same thing that I'm telling to the others, or doesn't make too much sense. In any case, I remember, and I shared with some of you, a Japanese story that is telling that actually who really don't understand the lesson that he's teaching is the teacher. And why? Because The universe put himself to repeat and repeat and repeat the same 2000 of time. In this way, he can now digest, integrate, and understand it. And the last myth that I would like to observe with you tonight, it's if something happens to you, you attracted it. This is cruelty disguised as spirituality. There are so many other factors: context, history, the chance, the system. You don't deserve something bad because you created it. Let's not create the myth of something bad that happened to us. It's not a myth, it's something that we have to understand, integrate, and move forward. You can transform what you are living to awareness and power. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Not completely, but thank you. Also, this thing to tell thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everything is happening. They killed my father. Thank you. Oh, no. Honestly, no. Why? No, no, thank you. Thank you to myself to have the possibility to understand and integrate what is happening. Thank you to the universe. That is me. But as we said last time, we can evolve without pain. We can evolve without the problem. Hmm? This is extremely important. It's like the faith, no? Have a faith in this. You will see something good will happen. If we are interpreting in a bad way the faith, it can become an invisible cage. I don't know how to translate it from Italian, but it's very common that the grandfathers or the fathers, etc., the relatives, are telling you, don't worry about this problem. Dio vede, Dio provvede. Dio vede, Dio provvede, it means God is observing it and he will resolve it for you. What a bullshit. It's not happening. If I had understood one thing from a very important book that is the Bhagavad Gita, that I had the honor to write the introduction to it for the Italian version, is that Arjuna, the archer of Krishna, had adapt, no? If he was entering in the fight against his cousins or not. And Arjuna and Krishna said to Arjuna to always stay in the action, never stay in the inaction. Always, please, guys, stay in the action. Hmm? Don't have a faith, have active trust. So I'm doing everything is possible to reach my goals. I'm in the active trust. So I am confident that something will happen, but I don't have faith to something external. I am creating what is needed to go ahead. Hmm? This is my power. Again, the concept is always the same, told in very different ways. Never give power outside yourself. Recognize your inner power, always. Of course, what I'm transferring with these calls is not a doctrine, okay? Is not anything about a technique, is nothing about, let's say, creating groups, etc. So this is a structured pathway for those who want a change in their awareness, okay, and in a practical way, and work with energy to improve the well-being of themselves. Hmm? At the end of the day, organizing the energy is the capacity of organized experience. The real quantum leap is not becoming spatial, no? I am the healer. I have the certificate. It's becoming whole. Hmm? And all of us, we can do a practical test to it. So if a path it's making you more dependent, this is not evolution. If it's making you more free, more coherent, more capable of choosing, and then something real is happening, this is your path. Hmm? This is not about being more spiritual, it's about becoming more lucid. This is what we really need. Hmm? So again, I'm not giving you a doctrine. I'm giving you an invitation to stop searching outside for what can be recognized inside. And when you recognize it, the field changes because you change. Hmm? So thank you very much for tonight. I am opening about some ideas, sharing questions if you like. You will receive the recording of it. If you liked it, share it, and we will meet next Wednesday because on Monday I'm doing this call in Italian, on Wednesdays in English, in Friday in Spanish. Sunday I'm sleeping because okay. So if you want to share something, you are very welcome. If you don't want, no. We are finding the recording in the YouTube channel or via email because I'm sending the recording to everyone. It's registered for this event.